Your brain is physically shrinking right now, not because you're aging, not because of what you're eating, because you're comfortable. The problem, most people think the biggest health risk of sitting too much is weight gain or back pain, and sure, those matter, but what's actually happening inside your body while you sit is way more disturbing than tight jeans or a sore lower back. Because sitting isn't just bad for your muscles or your posture, it's rewiring your brain in real time. And here's the part nobody talks about. The longer you stay comfortable, the faster your brain starts to believe comfort is all it needs. That's when the real damage begins. The science. Let me explain what's actually going on. When you sit for long periods, blood flow to your brain slows down. Not dramatically, not dangerously, just quietly. Think of your brain like a city that runs on deliveries. Blood carries oxygen, nutrients, all the fuel your neurons need to fire properly. When you're sedentary, those deliveries get delayed. Your brain doesn't shut down, but it starts running on lower power. And here's where it gets interesting. Your brain is incredibly adaptive. It responds to what you do most often. If you move regularly, challenge your body, put yourself in new environments, your brain builds new connections. It stays sharp. It grows. But if you spend most of your day in the same chair, in the same position, doing the same low-effort tasks, your brain starts pruning connections it thinks you don't need anymore. It's not trying to hurt you. It's trying to be efficient. But the result is the same. Your brain physically shrinks in areas responsible for memory, focus, and emotional regulation. This isn't theory. Brain scans show it clearly. People who sit for more than 10 hours a day have measurably thinner brain tissue in the medial temporal lobe. That's the part of your brain that forms new memories and helps you learn. And it doesn't take decades. This happens in months. The turning point. Now here's the part that surprised even researchers. It's not the sitting itself that's the main problem. It's the comfort. When you're too comfortable for too long, your nervous system gets lazy. It stops sending your brain the signals that keep it alert and adaptable. Your brain needs a little bit of challenge, a little discomfort, not pain, not stress, just variation, standing up, walking to another room, stretching, changing your temperature, engaging a different sense. These tiny disruptions tell your brain, stay awake, stay ready. Keep building. When you remove all discomfort, you remove the signal your brain uses to grow. And that's why people who live the most comfortable lives often feel the most mentally foggy. Real-life impact. So what does this actually feel like in your day-to-day life? You wake up tired, even after 8 hours of sleep, because your brain didn't get enough stimulation yesterday to regulate your sleep cycles properly. You sit down to focus on something important, and within minutes, your mind is wandering. Not because you're distracted, because your brain isn't used to sustaining attention anymore. You feel emotionally flat. Not sad, not anxious, just muted. That's your emotional regulation center running on reduced capacity. You forget small things constantly. Where you put your keys, what you were about to say, what you did 2 days ago. And here's the one that hits hardest. You stop feeling excited about things. Not because life is boring, but because your brain has adapted to a low-stimulation environment. It's recalibrated what normal feels like. Over time, this becomes your baseline. You think it's just getting older. You think it's stress or burnout, but really, it's your brain responding exactly how it's designed to by matching your environment. And if your environment is a chair, a screen, and climate control, your brain will match that. What actually helps? The good news is, your brain can reverse this. Fast. You don't need a gym membership or a standing desk or a complete life overhaul. You just need to reintroduce small amounts of discomfort throughout your day. First, break up your sitting every 30 minutes. Stand up, walk to the window, do 10 squats. Doesn't matter, just move for 60 seconds. This isn't about burning calories. It's about sending your brain a signal we're not shutting down yet. Second, change your environment. Work in a different room. Sit on the floor for 20 minutes. Open a window even if it's cold. Your brain thrives on novelty. Even tiny changes count. Third, do something mildly uncomfortable every day. Take a cold shower for 30 seconds. Walk outside without a jacket. Hold a plank until it burns. Not because discomfort is virtuous, because discomfort keeps your nervous system sharp. Fourth, use your body in new ways. Stretch in a direction you normally don't. Walk backwards for a minute. Balance on one foot while brushing your teeth. This forces your brain to build new motor patterns. That keeps neurons firing and connections growing. Fifth, prioritize sleep and walking. These two things have the biggest impact on brain volume and cognitive function. Non-negotiable. You don't need to do all of this at once. Pick one. Do it consistently. Let your brain adapt. Then add another. Long-term consequences versus small changes. Here's what happens if you ignore this for the next 5 years. Your memory gets worse. Your focus gets shorter. Your mood flattens. You'll notice it in small ways first. Forgetting names, losing track of conversations, feeling mentally sluggish by mid-afternoon. Then it becomes harder to learn new things, harder to solve problems, harder to feel genuinely engaged with life. By your 50 seconds and 60 seconds, the gap between you and someone who stayed mentally active becomes impossible to ignore. And here's the hard part, it's much easier to prevent than to reverse. But here's what happens if you make small changes now. Your brain starts rebuilding within weeks. Blood flow increases, new neural connections form, memory improves, you feel sharper, more present, more capable, and over time, that compounds. The version of you at 60 who moved a little every day and challenged your brain regularly will be unrecognizable compared to the version who stayed comfortable. Not because you worked harder, because you gave your brain what it actually needed. Ending that sticks. Your brain isn't designed for comfort. It's designed for survival, adaptation, and growth. And growth only happens when you push against something. You don't need to suffer. You just need to stop choosing comfort every single time. Because the most dangerous thing you can do to your brain isn't stress or overwork. It's letting it fall asleep while you're still awake. If this made you think differently about how you spend your day, hit the like button. It helps more people see this. And if you want more videos that explain how your body actually works, without the hype or the fear, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.